Good morning. Here we are again. Here I am again. Good morning, Leslie. Hi, Leslie. To draw some cards for the morning. I'm again using this deck. This is really my absolute favorite deck, so probably use this one a lot. I like how he includes the astrology in it. I think that's fabulous. And the plants, because gosh, I love plants. So I really do like this deck a lot. It's very similar to the Rider-Waite still, if you're used to that formation of the deck. However you want to do it, it is a traditional style deck, just with different images and things like that. You know, repainted with plants, because plants are awesome. Okay, here we go. Here we go. It's a dreary morning here in Michigan. We are all sorts of foggy and blicky. Oh, wow. It's kind of funny. These two cards showed up yesterday. I'm going to reshuffle. Not really a big fan of when my cards show up the same. Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. Really, I'm just talking to myself. I am so sure. Thank goodness for the statistics of the interwebs, because yes, I can. It's funny how it builds confidence. I was always so worried about these things and people watching and all this, and really comes to find out most people aren't watching. So here we go again, Leslie talking to herself over her cards, because we all have growing to do and we all have our own blind spots, and the universe and the cards have a wonderful way of working together to get us to the right place of where we need to grow. So we're going to find out today how things are doing. Could do these all beforehand. I don't know if people are like, ooh, look, she can shuffle a deck, which really I can't. I'd really rather, thank you, Pentacles, I've been seeing you a lot lately. I'd really rather, fold like a poker player. So this is hard. Okay, apparently technical difficulties, they're all around us. All right, here we go. I'm going to go with this one now. You guys are, oh my God, you guys are fuckers. All right. Because seriously, I've seen these three cards today already. I'm just going to go with it. Apparently, I am bound to see the cards I've already looked at. So today we are going for, we have the King of Wands, which is cinnamon, which I use in one of my most popular teas. The Wanderer has a cinnamon to it, and it's one of my favorites. Ginger, which we use so often here. It is such a wonderful thing. That's the Eight of Pentacles, which Pentacles has been very predominant in my readings. It feels like I see them everywhere. We got Suspended Person, which is the same as the Hanging Man, which is a major arcana card, so it carries a little bit more importance. And we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is dark grapes. We grow some wild grapes out here that I harvest the vines to make vines and stuff there. Oh my, the grapes are so sour. So this is the reading, my cards so far, and we will go from there. So the cards today are the King of Wands, the Eight of Pentacles, the Suspended Person, and the Nine of Pentacles is the Shadow card. We're going to talk about the King of Wands first, and This is a fella, a person, and that is full of fire. Wands is the fire card, is the fire suit. That's the word I'm looking for. And the king is the fire person. So this is a guy full of energy, and he is here to give us the message that that with the inner fires that we have, we can change almost anything. We need to have that energy and that fire on the inside of us that we have. He is a man of great reserves of inner strength, and that power has the capacity, and he has the capacity to use it. So that's what the blue cloak is on here for, is he has that power and that fire in him, that energy, but he definitely can control it. And energy abounds with that fire on fire. His affirmation is, I acknowledge my inner fires and use my inner strength. So he is a person of that. So this is just to remember that, to have a lot of that, he brings that inner fire and raise that vibration. That's what cinnamon does. It's always been a great protector herb. It's very warming and stimulating. It's it stimulates your metabolism and your circulation, which for me is a good thing because I tend to be pretty chilly. So that is a good thing. The tea from cinnamon is a good pick-me-up. You can use the incense of cinnamon to raise your vibration if it's feeling kind of dark and gloomy and cold. You can burn cinnamon incense and bring that fiery nature of the King of Wands in. But he is one of energy and inner motivation, so that is something that I have a love-hate relationship with. So it's an interesting thing to have. But to have that fiery reserve of power, of inner warmth and strength, and that cinnamon is a really good one. You can also wear it as a talisman in a little pocket, a little sash or whatever, to remind yourself of that. And to remind yourself that with that inner power, you can change anything. And it also helps you deepen that spiritual connection. It's going to make life a little bit easier. It's a protection oil. It's a love oil. So there's a lot with that there, but it's a lot of energy coming in. The next one that we're going to talk about is the Eight of Pentacles, and this is the craftsman. This is where the craftsman pride definitely comes in, that he is looking in to see that his work is producing well, that he is taking great pride in the creation aspect, that he created these things. He's learned his skills, he can put them to use. He also is one of self-discipline. So this is inner strength and self-discipline. He will do the practice to gain the skill. And that's why ginger is involved here. It is really good at bringing warmth in again, to have the creative flow going. It's another blood herb. It gets your blood moving. It's a stimulant, just like the King of Wands is with that cinnamon and his fire sign. This is actually the sun in Virgo, which is I analyze, as the picture can show you right here, is definitely I analyze, looking over his skill and his craftsmanship. He's taking great pride in the work that he produces. And that would be a Virgo, definitely, so taking great pride in that work, and very steady in that work. But it's also a card to remind you not to get caught in the details. That this type of reflection, you can get very caught into the perfection of the details of something and not be able to pull back and see the whole picture as a whole. And so that's one thing that you have to be careful of with the Eight of Pentacles, to remember to be proud of your work and to create a strong foundation and roots for your expansion, which is a ginger thing here. They're nice, strong roots. But to also remember not to get caught up in the details, but to come out and see that bigger picture. And then the next card is the suspended person card, which is the hanging man in the traditional decks, which usually is a card of changing your perspective. This card here, which is a good thing, you do need to look at the world from a different point of view, to not be so caught up in your own thoughts that this is the only point of view there is. This is a card to remind that. But this card, being in water and with kelp, is also to remind you that we are in the flow of the great divine ocean, that it changes our point of view, but this connects us. This is an inward turning card. We don't have control here in our physical world. We need to turn around and turn inward and start learning about the art of that self-realization, and to find that inner quietude as you reanalyze how you actually see it. It is like a vision quest, or one of those those things that you do and your whole view changes everything. And it's learning to trust that wisdom, and that you have a connection to the great divine, and that you are part of the flow of that system. And you need to learn to trust that, and that we are all one. We are all in this big divine ocean of connection, and that we're all one, and there is a conscious, wise presence in and amongst everything here in all of us. So it's really a big card of self-realization, of the divine connection, of not being so set in your view of the world. The affirmation for this one is, my heart is a foundation of peace, and I bathe myself in divine love. So, and kelp is a you bathe yourself in that divine love, and it's a form of spiritual nourishment. And the kelp here is a very nourishing, cleansing, decongesting plant for us. If we ingest it, it pervades our whole system, and it provides us with minerals, and most importantly with iodine, which is a hard mineral for us to get. We add it to our salts and things. So it's having faith and reversing your thinking on things once you find a different point, once things present themselves, and to let go of things that you've held on to. It's a good overall life card, but to remember that we are part of the divine flow. And then for the shadow card today is the Nine of Pentacles, and here with the dark grapes, it's a very earthy card again. She too is admiring, and this is not just admiring the work that she's done, but also that the harvest is here, and that she's enjoying the harvest of her efforts. The Eight of Pentacles is one of enjoying the craftsmanship, and the Nine is enjoying the benefits of that. So although she's enjoying a great harvest, she's also very careful with her resources. The Nine of Pentacles is not a card of resources being just spent and given and flowing out. It's very much a discernment on where you're putting your money, your resources, your energy. But she's also the downside of this is that she can be very much envious of other situations. She's got a great harvest, but if the harvest over there is better, she may grow envious. And when those things happen, it's time to reevaluate her goals, and maybe to focus on that creative process to get where she is again. But this is also a card to remind us to take the praise and support. A lot of us have a hard time taking praise, to take a compliment. It's something that I've had to work on, and so that's to remind us to do that we are not meant to close off, and that everything is abundant here in nature, and to be thankful and things like that. So, and remember that grapes are always a sign of great joy and happiness and ease. You pull out a bottle of wine in celebration. You know, they're mentioned since the beginning of our technology. So as I was saying, technology, yay, is we were talking about the grapes and how it infuses our life with joy. And we use it in celebration, and we use it in ceremony, and it's been used in our history since the beginnings. So my overall message here is that with the King of Wands, that to have that inner fire and that inner strength to make change, to move forward, you know, that's the foundation. One of the things I need to work on, to bring that heat into it and to really enjoy the process of it. And at the end, to look at the craftsmanship of how well things are done, but to always remember to look at the bigger picture also. You know, so bring that inner fire and inner motivation, but keep an eye on that bigger picture, and to remember that I am floating in the ocean of divine connection, and that damn cats, I'm sorry, life with animals, and that I'm floating in that divine sea of connection, of consciousness, and to allow it to let me see something from a different point of view. So it's kind of funny that this goes from details to seeing the big picture, and just to seeing things from a different point of view, a way that I don't normally look at things. And it can bring great nourishment to my soul. You know, a lot of these cards are very much heading towards bringing my energy to my own healing. And then with the Nine of Pentacles, to know that to admire the harvest, and to but not to be envious. And actually, it's really funny because lately that has been one of the things I've had to deal with. I have lots of dreams and lots of goals, and a couple of them have stuck with me through the years. And to notice that other people are doing the things that at this point I'm not able to, for whatever reasons, or it's just not happening for me, and that I need to learn to have that patience, and to, you know, be able to sit with that, and to know that it's not my time, that if it was, it would be there for me, and it's not. And not to be envious of those people, to celebrate in their joy still and in their harvest, because we need to support each other to make things better for everyone. So it's kind of a big message of energy and being proud of the work I do, and to flow with that divine consciousness. So I'm sure I'll come up with more over the course of the day. I haven't fully digested any of my morning ones, since I do them right after I read them. So I will keep these cards in mind as I go through the day. I guess I could mention, because I found, oh my God, this is so much fun, that these cards also, I said, mentioned astrological signs and stuff. So they mentioned, like, the Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo, which a lot of this is like, a lot of these herbs are also blood herbs, you know, so this is actually, would be deficiencies of blood energy. That's the grapes. But the Venus in Virgo, it's about giving love. I don't know, it's just so interesting to me. I haven't really fully processed the astrology part of these yet, but I will be adding that into my my readings for myself, and also a little bit deeper into the magic of these plants. All of these plants carry a history and a magic and a folklore all of their own. You know, like grapes and things like that, has a great long and ancient history of harvest and abundance and things like that. And the magic that they used, like hanging grapevines in your kitchen to bring abundance. So I'm really excited to learn more of that and to bring more of that into my readings through the days. And also to start talking a little bit more about crystals. I always have a little thing of crystals here, but to bring those in a little bit more. So I'm excited. I'm learning new things. I like doing this so far. For anyone that hangs out along the long way of my ramblings, I hope you enjoy it. But for myself, this is very therapeutic. So I'm enjoying myself. So I'm going to have a great day. I hope that that energy finds you in your day also. And I will see you try to do this all again tomorrow.